Good afternoon. Today I am going to be speaking about unsymmetrical triggering in bistable multivibrator circuit. Already we know that in bistable multivibrator circuit, by using triggering arrangement, we can change one stable state to another stable state. Triggering are two methods. One is symmetrical triggering and second one is unsymmetrical triggering. In symmetrical triggering, we use only one triggering source that is applicable to both transistors. Whereas in unsymmetrical triggering, we require two triggering sources. One triggering source for one transistor, another triggering for another transistor to change the one stable state to another stable state. Okay, here the diagram shows the unsymmetrical triggering in bistable multivibrator circuit. This is one triggering source. Triggering source consists of a capacitor C dash, R dash, and diode D2, and another triggering source, capacitor C, resistor R, and diode D1. These four elements form a one triggering source. These four elements form another triggering source. Initially, let us assume transistor T2 on, transistor T1 off. Then corresponding voltage levels are, whenever transistor T1 off, its collector voltage Vc1 rises to Vcc, and T2 on, its collector voltage is equal to approximately 0. For practical values 0.13 volts. At T is equal to T1, some triggering source is applied. Okay, generally triggering source is applied on transistor base. Okay. Now this triggering source 1, by using source 1, these two form a RC high pass circuit. Voltage level at this node like this spikes. For negative spikes, diode D1 conducts. For negative spikes, diode D1 conducts. At that time, here the voltage is, here this one is positive going on, here this one is negative going on. Both source 1 and source 2 are 180 degree phase shift. Here the source 1 is in negative going, whereas source 2 is positive going. For positive going, diode D2 off, whereas here negative going, diode D1 on. For negative going diode D1 on, this large negative voltage is applied to the base of T2 transistor. T2 enter into off. Whenever T2 enter into off, its collector voltage rises to Vcc. This raised Vcc is applied to the base of T1 transistor. T1 enter into on. Now here at T is equal to T1, triggering is applied. This is due to the source 1. Now states are changes. T1 enter into on, T2 enter into off. Now this one is T1 on, T2 enter into off. Again these two are also stable states. To change the stable state, again we require triggering signal. Now from source, triggering source 2. Now triggering source 2. Why? Because now T1 on, T2 off. For negative going here, for negative going pulse, at that time source 1 is positive going. For negative going pulse, diode D2 on, same, these two components form a high pass circuit. Then voltage at this node spikes. For negative spikes, this diode D2 conducts. This large negative voltage is applied to the base of T1 transistor. Again T1 enter into off. Whenever T1 enter into off, its collector voltage rises. This increased voltage is applied to the base of T2 transistor. T2 enter into on. Again these two are new stable states. Now at T2, this is enter into off, this is enter into on. Again T1 off, T2 on. This procedure repeats. Once again, in unsymmetrical triggering, we require T triggering sources. One triggering source for one transistor, another triggering source for another transistor. Here the triggering source consists of 4 elements. One is voltage source, it generates a square wave, 2 capacitors and 1 diode. Here also same arrangement. And one more important thing is these two are 180-degree phase shift. Suppose this source 1 is positive going, source 2 is negative going. If source 2 is positive going, source 1 is negative going. Generally, triggering source is applied to the on transistor base. Initially, we assume that T2 on. That's why here the triggering source applied through source 1. We are consider the source 1 is negative going, diode D1 on. Large negative is applied to the base of T2 transistor. T2 enter into off. Whenever T2 off, its collector voltage rises. This raised voltage is applied to the base of T1. T1 enter into on. As shown in here waveforms, T1 on and T2 off. Then at T is equal to T2, again we apply a triggering signal from source 2. From source 2, whenever this will goes to negative pulse, for negative going diode D2 on, this large negative voltage applied to the base of T1. Now T1 on, T1 enter into off, its collector voltage rises, this raised voltage is applied to the base of T2, T2 enter into off. T2 enter into this. Okay, large VC1 rises, this VC1 applied to the base of T2, T2 enter into on, as shown in figure. Okay, like that, bus-stable multivibrator generates a square waves at collectors. Observe the collector waveform VC1 or VC2. The shape of the waveform is a square wave. If you want to use bistable multivibrator as a square wave generator, then apply triggering signal, either it is a symmetrical triggering or unsymmetrical triggering. Then output at collectors are square wave oscillators. It acts like a square wave generator. Right? Similarly, VB1 and VB2. If suppose Q1 on T1 on, its base voltage is 0.7 volts. If second transistor off, its base voltage is somewhat negative voltage, minus 1 point something. In previous problem, minus 1.45 volt. Like that, you can easily draw the base waveforms also. If particular transistor on, its base voltage 0.7 volt and collector voltage 0.3 volts maximum. If particular transistor off, collector voltage VCC and base voltage some negative, less than 0 volts. Thank you.